What is up, Rufus TV? We are here at our Alma Street location with our friend Noah, the Gibson Rep. Noah, you just want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hello, everybody. I'm Noah Baker, rep for Gibson Guitars in BC.
Sweet. Okay. Now, Noah, you're the rep for Gibson. Why don't you kind of tell us what type of Gibson guitars do you play? What do you have in your collection kind of right now?
Oh man, for me right now where it's at is their acoustic guitars. In my personal collection, my two favorites have got to be my Gibson SJ200. I use that thing gigging all the time, bars and breweries all around town, usually around Langley. And I just picked up a 12-string J45 to round out the collection a little bit on the acoustic side.
And how long have you kind of been playing Gibson guitars?
Oh man, that goes back to my very, very early adulthood. One of my first guitars when I first started was a Squire, but the problem that I always had with that thing was getting the right tone out of it. I was a huge fan of players like Slash, Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. They all had this particular sound that I loved, and there was a common thread with all of them where it was all Les Pauls all the way along. And so eventually when I was graduating high school, my family offered to buy me a really, really nice grad present. And what I landed on was a 2014 Gibson Les Paul Classic. That thing really kick-started my guitar playing journey into a whole new level. Started gigging around a little bit with that thing. Not a whole lot of paid gigs, mind you, back then, but the sound that I was able to get out of that really changed everything for me. I've gotten comments since every time I play anything else from friends that, man, you put a Strat in your hands and it sounds like a Les Paul. Just kind of became my thing.
Yeah. Became your style, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sweet. You still playing that Les Paul tribute or Les Paul Studio? Sorry, do you say?
Oh yeah, the Les Paul Classic.
Classic.
It still comes out of the case every once in a while. I do have nicer guitars nowadays, but you know, there's a very particular thing that it does that's what I like about Gibson guitars is since they're all made by hand, you can grab three of the exact same guitar. None of them are going to sound quite the same. They're all going to sound good, but they're all going to have their own unique character. And so every once in a while when I need that, it's just this little bit extra hot and aggressive. There's something about it. When I need that sound, I'm still reaching in the case for that guitar.
Sweet. Wicked. Now, is there anything that you can kind of give us some insight in on what's coming up for the next year with Gibson and Gibson guitars and, so on and so forth?
I know that they are working on a couple of really exciting things right now. Frankly, a lot of it is very much under wraps for now. But there are a couple of really hotly anticipated signature models, a couple of core line models, things that harken back to some eras of sort of like the metal eras, I'll say. But beyond that, there's not much else I'm allowed to tell just yet. But stay tuned. In the next couple of months, we're going to see some pretty big announcements.
Sweet. Awesome. And I guess kind of just to wrap it up, do you just want to give us kind of your, experience with becoming the Gibson rep and how you kind of, walked into that walk of life, that profession?
Yeah, early on, as soon as I graduated, I was looking for work and started working around different music stores. And of course, being that my first nice guitar was a Gibson, a lot of what I was recommending a lot of the time was Gibson guitars. And so it kind of started catching on. The old Gibson rep in BC knew me very well. And after working at enough music stores for enough years, one day he comes in and tells me that he's resigning. I asked if he would put a really good word in for me, and before I knew it, here I am. It's been a blast ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Noah. For our viewers, you can find Noah at our Commercial Drive location next Saturday from 12 to 4, ready to talk about all things Gibson. And happy Gibson month here at Rufus Guitar. And this has been Rufus TV with
Noah Baker from Gibson Guitars.
Awesome. Thank you, Noah.